Project you're going to do after you do your grid picture with the portrait of the animal or human is you're going to do a two-point perspective maze. It's a bit more complex than the cubes. You can have other things in here besides the maze as long as you have at least, let's say, 5 maze connections in your picture. All right. Another requirement is going to be some value range with colored pencil shading and a background. This one's not quite complete. They're still working on the background. All right, so it's kind of like the boxes, but a bit more complex. You're going to start with a vanishing point on the left and a vanishing point on the right. Here's another thing that's done with the two-point perspective maze that I found on the internet. It looks like part of a video game. All right. At the beginning, it's going to look very one-dimensional, and then later it will appear more three-dimensional. The first thing you're going to do is put your ruler on the vanishing point. Draw a small line towards the bottom of the page, but not hitting the bottom of the page. Then we're going to go to the opposite, which is the left, taking the top of that line partway to the left-hand side vanishing point. Notice I'm not actually going and touching the vanishing point, but the ruler is touching it. We're going to go to the right-hand vanishing point next, and so forth, and then to the left. Now, I realize at the beginning this just looks like a little lightning bolt or a path, but once you learn how to make the connectors, it will be more maze-like. Okay, once you make your initial line where the part is going to be, you're going to do what I call doubling it. You're going to draw these lines again so it looks like a path, but you are using the vanishing point and the ruler still. So I'm drawing this line this way. I have to go a little bit past this corner to make that happen so I can go in the opposite direction. If they lined up exactly, it would just be going on top of that line. You don't want it that. You want it a little bit past, like so. Then we're going to put our ruler to the left and go up part way. And we're going to carry out the same type of thing to the right again, with our ruler on that point. And then we're going to the left vanishing point. And now this is just like hanging there. There's no ending on either side. I'm going to show you how to end it, and then I'll show you how to do connectors. To end this, if we kept on going to this point, it would just keep on going with no end for this, unless we ran it off the page. But that's not what we're looking for. We're going to take it to the opposite point, to the left. Draw lines connecting the two parallel-looking lines. Then we're going to drop vertical sections. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other parts. We're going to drop vertical sections. We're going to end this part by taking it to the vanishing point. So, then we drop vertical lines from those corners. Now this is where the three-dimensionality comes in. We're going to go to the point, and once we add these sections, it is going more three-dimensional. I'm just putting my ruler to the left-hand vanishing point and drawing these lines. And again, I'm going to go to the right-hand vanishing point and draw the lines. This is just a little section. Now we're going to do what we call offshoots to make it more maze-like. So I'm going to put my ruler on the left-hand vanishing point, and I'm going to make it come from the other piece that we just drew. I'm going to go to the right, sorry, to the left, and then back this way again, and again we're going back and forth, between the two dots, making a zigzag type motion. You can also do something where you make it spiral in and in, but it's like a rectangular spiral. That's a cool effect too. We'll try that later. The point is, though, you always have to use a vanishing point in this particular type of drawing for every line except the vertical lines. Those are the only lines that are not going to be going to one vanishing point or the other. Now it's beginning to look a little bit more maze-like, especially if I erase this connector part. That's going to look like it connects. Again, we're going to drop our verticals at the corners. I need to finish this one off in order to do that. I'm going to go to the opposite point to do that. Drop the verticals again. And then I'm going to connect to make it look three-dimensional. So if you continue This way, adding sections and more sections will get a three-dimensional looking maze structure. Now, what you do after you get about 5 or 8 connections there going on the maze structure is up to you. I've seen people do them on the top and the bottom of the page. I've seen people do it like this or something totally different is on the bottom of the page. I've seen people have 2-point perspective buildings. This one almost looks like a space station here. I've seen people do things where they have little door openings and things are running through the maze. All right, I've seen people do their name up here, whatever. There's all kinds of creative options for you. But I do want you to use the 2-point perspective method in making the maze as shown. Okay, get ready to do your thing, and that's it.